In the previous video, we've looked at how to create this particular part of the dashboard. In this video, we're going to look at how to create this particular part right here, and this one plus this very one right here. Not just this. We are going to look at how to actually format our dashboard using the PowerPoint software to create a very nice background for our dashboard to look very awesome. In case you have the dataset and you're finding it difficult to get something like what I have right here, like this particular figure we have right here in billions, what you're going to receive is this particular, final word figure. So you need to make some transformation in order to have the right figure. So you might want to take a look at how I did that in the first video, the link below this video right here. We are going to start off our design from PowerPoint. So what we need to do is to design a template that we're going to be using in the Power BI, environment. So first of all, you have to highlight this particular part right here and get it off because we don't need it. So we get it off. So good. Then after that, we're going to take this particular rectangle and then we can drag it down a little bit, and now we have to actually take the shape we want. So I'm going to go to this particular part right here and come right here and make sure you actually define the height and as well the width. So the height is 0.53 and we're going to give the width to be 13.33 times 13, 0.33 right here, and here we go. Now we have this, so we're going to actually make sure this sits at the top level right here, and quickly we have to change the color to match our dashboard that we've actually prepared for the first time before now. For me to change the color, just right click and actually go to this formatting. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to format the shape, and from here we can go right and go for more colors, and we can actually customize the hex code right here. It's going to be hash 001832, and that is the color we want to use. Just go ahead and do the same thing, so you're going to actually get the same color we're going to get right now. I'm going to click on OK right here. Here is the color. As you can see, it has some border around it, so I want to go ahead and remove the line. So I've taken off the line. So I am going to take my time to do this step after, one after the other. Then you can actually follow along the way it is. Okay, now that we've gotten this, we need some text right here. How do we do that? So we can actually go ahead and, bring this up and have it right here. Then we are going to type, Forbes World Billionaires 2022 right here. That is exactly what we need to type in. Then after this, we have to format it to actually fit into this and change the color as well. So all we need is to select it and come right here and make it 20. So I just want to come right here and highlight this particular aspect, and I'm going to change it to this area black right here. Nice. I can actually make sure I minimize it a little bit. We can now move it to the top level right here. I'm going to actually make sure it sits right here. That is beautiful. So what I'm going to do right now is to change the color to white, and something like this would be cool. So if I make it bold, I have something as bright as this. So I'm going to actually have to duplicate this, right? I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to move this one to the side right here. So I'm going to Ctrl A. I'm going to type in my dash. So dashboard, that is it. So I'm just going to have to do this way. I'll move this one to the side. So right now we have to change the color as well. So let's change the color to something like, we're gonna come right here, and we have to go to custom, and here we have to define the color we want to use for it. So right now you can see the color code we have used. I'm gonna click on my OK, and once I go back, this is what I have right now. So now we're going to come back right here again to reshape this particular template we are creating for our Power BI. But for now, we just have to export this and import it into Microsoft Power BI. Okay, we just have to go to File, and from File we have to go to Export. Just click on the export right here, and we have to change the file type. So I'm going to click on it. So we just have to go ahead and go to save another file. Now here we go. How do we want to some kind of export this? So if we open this place up right now, we have a lot of ways to do this, but I would just want to use GIF right here. I can some kind of decide to use PNG or JPEG, but sometimes I just love to use this particular format I just have highlighted right now. And we have to name this one right here. I'm gonna say top billionaires. So top B, I'm just gonna say top B 01, top B01, and we have to choose where we want to save this right in. So here's my destination. I'm going to click on save, and now I'm going to say just one. So we have to go back to Power BI and pick it up. So now here we are. We have to insert a new page, and on this page we have to come right here, and now we have to bring in what we've just actually created. Now click on this particular canvas right here, and once you have it opened, go to browse image and go ahead and pick it up. So here we have it, right? Just search for where you have it. So we have it right here. I'm going to double click and have it right here. So in case it does not some kind of visible, maybe you have it on 100%, just go ahead and reduce it to 0%. And in case you have it on normal, you can actually use fit and all of that, or you can try any of this and see which one is some kind of like really cool for what you really want to do and stuff like that. Okay, look at what we have right here right now. So we just want to create the top 4 categories. In case you don't know what this is all about, you can actually look at the screen and see what the dashboard is all about. So what we want to see right now, we want to see the top 4 categories, billionaires in 2022, right? And it's very simple and easy. All we have to do is to make sure we have the right, measure to be some kind of used for this. Now I have a table right here named first measures. So I just want to create another measure right in here. It's going to be called, total billionaires. So we just want to know how many billionaires we have existing in the data set we have right here. Okay, to do that, all we have to do is to use a function called count rows. That is exactly what we're going to use. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to say total billionaires. So it's going to be equal to count rows. So count rows. So what count rows is looking for is a table. So what is a table? The name of a table, of the whole table that holds our data, is called raw data. So I'm just going to double click on it and have it right here. I'm going to have it closed and commit it. That is all we need to do. And quickly we're going to find it right here. So here is the total billionaire, and I want to select the chart I want to use for this particular visualization. So I have this chart, and I'm going to actually have my total billionaire right inside it. Right now it wouldn't make any damn sense, so we have to go and let me just close this one down, and I'm gonna go right here. So have it closed, this particular raw data here, and I want to actually push in my category. Like, we have to look for the category. So here we go, we have it right here, and now we have a lot of categories right here which we cannot really relate to and see which one is the top. So we are looking for the top 4, so we have to filter down to the top 4. I'm going to show you different ways to actually get the top in our Power BI, but right now let us use the filter aspect. But later, after all, we are going to be using a formula to actually get that, or DAX code to do that. But right now we can open this particular field right down. So all you have to do is to some kind of understand what is going on right here in this particular filter area. So when we actually filter from this particular one right here down to this particular part, it's going to be filter just the visual we have right here. But if you actually use this particular part where it says filter on this page, so it's going to filter every single visual we are going to have on this page. And if we scroll down and filter on all pages, so every single pages we have in this particular report will some kind of get filtered when we use this particular part. But in this situation, this is what we want to filter, just this visual. So all I need to do right now is to actually start to create a filter right away. So we have to add data to this particular add data fields here. So just go ahead and drag in the category right there. And once you've done that, come right here and actually select how you want the data to be some kind of filter. So use the top N, and what we are looking for is the top 4. So now we have to provide the value we want it to some kind of filter for us. So I'm just going to go right here, have this one closed. I'm going to open this one up, and here we go. We have this. I'm going to have to drag this down to this particular place right here, and now all we need to do is to say apply filter, and now it's going to filter it down to this particular 4 categories right for us. Let us come right here and define the height and the weight for it to actually be on the same page. So I'm going to come right to this particular properties, and I'm going to come right here. I'm going to make this one to be 200. I'm going to make this one I'm going to make it 622. So it's going to be 622. Yeah, beautiful. Now I have something like this. So we just have to make sure we extend it this way, and this is what it is. So now just let us leave it this way. We're going to format this to look very nice, just like the previous one I've shown you, just like this. But for now, all we need to do is to actually keep creating, and after we are done, I'm going to show you how to format your dashboard to look as beautiful as what we have right here now, with a very nice, catchy colors. Okay, let's get back. What we just did right here was to some kind of calculate the top 4 categories with more numbers of billionaires, which we're going to format and make it some kind of look very beautiful in a jiffy. And now what we want to actually get right now is to see who are the top 3, what are the top 4 categories with highest industry value or net worth. Let's see how to do that. It's something similar to what we have right here. I think all I have to do right now is just to copy this one and some kind of Ctrl-V to paste it down, and I'm gonna have to some kind of move this one right here. So can you see that right now? We move it right here, and now we just have to change some few things, right? I just want to go ahead and take off. So I'm going to take off the total billionaire away from here, and right now what we need is actually the net worth. So here is the net worth. I'm going to bring the net worth right in. So we have the net worth. So we have to actually some kind of filter this by the net worth. So we just have to look for the category. I'm going to search for that. So here is the category right here. I'm going to add it here. I'm gonna go by the same thing I've just did the other time. So what I need is the top 4 category of people. So you can apply. Okay, already we have it, so we don't need to do this all over again. So all we need to do is just to add the value. So we're going to some kind of open this place up. So now once we click, it toggles and it opens it up for us. So we have to change it from total billionaire. We have to actually switch it forward. Switch it for the net worth. I'm going to bring the net worth right in here. Now we are filtering by the net worth right now. So it's going to change, and this is exactly what we're going to have. Next is to create the top 10 countries with more numbers of billionaires. And this time around, we are not going to use the filter aspect right here. Instead, we are going to be writing variable to actually do that. So let's see how to do that in action. So I'm going to collapse this, and after I might have collapsed this, I'm going to open it back so it closes everything for me. And now I can decide to actually go on first measure, and I'm going to come right here. I'm going to right click, and from there I'm going to go right on this particular new measure. So now we have to insert a new measure to start up with this. To see everything nicely, I'm going to have this particular part open. Then we actually we write our DAX code, and we actually close it and see what we've done. So we are going to start our DAX code in the next line. So click on your Alt key and hit your Enter key, and now you have this, and the Tab key is going to actually shift this for you. And what we're going to do right now is to actually type in variable. So variable right here. So var, so variable. And now we have this, so not variable p. So we have to name our variable ourselves. So I'm going to actually name my variable, rank country. So I named my variable rank country equal to. So inside the value, I'm going to store in this particular country. So I'm going to type in values. So values, and what we need right now in this particular value is for we to some kind of get what. So if I go right, so now we have a better view to look at what these particular values want us to actually, give to it before it's some kind of display what we want. So it needs a table name or column. So right now we just have to give it a table name, and don't forget what our table name is row data. I'm going to type in this particular row data. So that is my table. Then go ahead and close it. Your Alt Enter, then the top key. I'm going to type in return right here. So return, Alt Enter. So we start from this particular line again. If you remembered, so we have actually get the total billionaires previously before now, and that is how we can actually go ahead and use the so we're going to use the calculate function to actually branch out from that. So we're going to actually calculate the total billionaires. That is the total billionaires right here. Can you see that right now? This is what it is. So we have it right here. So now when we use the calculate function right here, function right here, it's asking us to actually give an expression to filter it. So I'm going to have my comma right here. So Alt Enter, then top key. I'm going to say top n. So my top n is going to be looking for the top 10. So we're looking for the top 10. That is exactly what we're looking for. We are looking for the top 10. Alt Enter. I just want to actually indent it for you to some kind of understand what is going on right here. Then Alt Enter to indent it again. And now we are going to use the all function to remove any filter we might have on the on the table. So I'm going to actually go ahead and provide a table for it, which is this particular row data. Here we go, we have a table right here. So that is it. Go ahead and close it and comma, then Alt Enter, then indent it again, and now we just have to say total billionaires that we've actually we want something from. And after we have done with this, I'm gonna actually have to close it, comma, and now we have to call the variable we have created for the first time. So now Alt Enter, gonna indent it, and now what's the name of the variable? It has to be so the variable name is actually rank country. So you can actually go ahead and copy it. So Ctrl C to copy it right here, and we just want to come right here and have it pasted right in here, and that is all we need to do to actually have it done. First of all, we created a variable, and inside this variable what we did, we stored this particular table right inside it, which is the table that hosted our data, and we returned it, and we used the calculate function to some kind of branch out from the total billionaires. We actually use count rows to some kind of calculate the time. And inside this particular total billionaires, what we're looking forward to seeing is the top 10. That was why we use the top n right here, and we said all row data, right? And we try to remove any filter that might have been right here on it, and we actually bring back the rank country to make sure we commit it and have the value we are looking forward to seeing. So if I hit my enter key right now, let's see what we have. Now we have the top 10 billionaires right here. All we can do right now is just close this, and here we go. We have something like this. We actually use this particular format in order for our code to be some kind of readable by whoever is actually looking at it. And if you're trying to copy exactly what I'm doing right now, you can see how you can actually copy it with ease. Now we can create chart with our top 10, and the chart I want to create with this is actually this kind of chart we have right here. Let's go with this particular chart, type, and I'm gonna go and have my top 10 countries right in there. And what I want to do right now is to close this up and come right here and bring up my countries. And now we don't need to actually create filter to have this done automatically. We have the top 10 right here for us. If you look at it, it did not work because we missed something. So we're just going to go back right to this particular part where we have it right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to have it opened. And here, what we ought to have, add right here is the country. I'm going to type in my country right here. So here we have the country. So here we go. If I go ahead and hit my enter key right now, we're gonna have it right here. Let's see what it is that we have. Okay, now we have the top 10 countries right here. Okay, we just have to some kind of like resize it a bit and see what we have. You know, something like this is okay. Now let's keep going before we actually try to format this and make it some kind of look like the previous one we've seen that we've actually formatted. Now let's see what are the top 3 sources of billionaires' wealth. That is exactly what we need to actually catch up right here right now. For the 3 sources, we are still going to use the same variable to actually get it done. So all we did was actually say variable rank sources, and we use the value, then the table, return it, and calculate the total billionaires we have, and actually extracted the top 3 out of it. And now we have to actually, you know, call back the variable we have right here, just like what we've done previously. And now what we need to do is to actually find a chart that is going to be very much okay for we to set the visualization straight. I'm gonna go right here, and we have to go for sources. Okay, remember, if you actually use sources and actually bring in something else right here, it's not gonna work. I'm talking about the dimension. So I just have to scroll all the way down and get where I have the sources right in. So here come the sources right here. I'm gonna actually have to get the sources for it, and the top 3 is what we're looking for. I'm gonna have to expand it. So right now we are coming close to when we are actually going to some kind of format our dashboard to look very beautiful, just like the previous one we've seen. Let's see what is next. So let's say the billionaires by age bucket. I'm gonna actually go ahead and use this particular chart right here, and what I'm gonna do right now is to go ahead and bring the total billionaires we have. So I'm gonna say total billionaires. So here we just have it. I'm gonna have to compress this and bring it back on again, and right here we have age bucket. So let's see, this is the age bucket right here. If we go to the data, you know, view right now, I'm gonna click on this particular part right here. So here is what I have, and we've actually defined the age bucket in the first video. We use Part-2 to do that. So where we have the age bucket right here, can you see this right now? Here is our age bucket, and we actually crafted that from the age we have existing in our data set. Here is the age, and we try as much as we could to some kind of group them together in buckets, right? So every single column, like the source and the category we've used and the net what we're actually, you know, calculating from, is actually sitting right in this particular part right here. Let's go back to our visualization area, and now here is what we have based on age buckets. So right now we've gotten everything ready. The next thing we're going to do right now is to make sure we do a very nice formatting, just like on this one right here. Yep, just like this one right here. So let's see how we can actually go ahead and format it. So clicking back, this is what we have. It looks some kind of ugly right now, but we have to clean it up and make sure it looks just like the other one. So for the first time, what you're gonna do is to use some kind of like click on this one right here. I'm gonna actually go ahead and, you know, close this for now because we're not going to need it again. So right here I'm going to come to this particular part, and we have to deal with the axis. That is exactly what we need to deal with. So you have to know your x-axis from your y-axis. So right now on the y-axis, on the x-axis right here, I'm going to have it opened. I want to turn off what? I want to turn off the, you know, the title. So it's gone. I've turned off the title. I'm going to go back right to this particular part right here, open this one up and turn off the title, and as well turn off the axis as well. We don't want it. And now we can see what we have right now. So you can come right here and make sure you use some kind of change the, you know, change this to some kind of something like this would be cool, I presume. Or we can select something else to look much more, you know. Okay, I think I'm cool with area black. That is beautiful. Now we have this. I can just go ahead and copy this. I'm going to copy it for this one as well. So we have the same formatting right here. We are not done yet, so we can go ahead and actually go to general and take off the background. Even though if we don't have, you know, the background shown right now, it's going to show up, but we don't want it to show up when we actually, you know, bring in our, you know, other design. So here we go. We have it taken off. So for the title, I'm going to turn off the title. I don't want that. So that is exactly what we need to do to have it cleaned. So we just can copy this for this as well. And so once you're done with this, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to actually make sure the color is some kind of standout. So we don't like this particular blue color. I want the color to rhyme with my color right here and this color. So let's see how we can actually get that done. Okay, for we to do our formatting, just come right here, go to column, and from column click on this particular FX right here for the format conditional formatting. So you're going to have this, and we have to actually add a middle color for it. Now here we go. Okay, we have a middle color for it. So for this particular color right here, we have to customize our color because we don't have the color we want to use right here. So I'm going to go with this particular color. Just look at the color code I have right in here. So that is exactly what it is. So now once you're done, so we can actually go for the next color. So we'll do the same thing for the next color as well. So we have to go with this particular color we have right here. Then for the last color, we just have to open this up. Then go to more colors, and so here we go. This is what we have as the next color. Okay, now we have this. What we can do right now is just to make sure we hit OK, and we're gonna have something just like this. When we have something like this, what we can do next is for we to actually make sure we some kind of remove the legend from it. Okay, that is nice. We've taken off the legend. So let's see what we're going to do again to actually, have something more. So I'm going to turn on the data label for it. So you can actually go ahead and crank up the number we have right on this particular data label and see what you can do. Just do the formatting, go to value, and make sure you some kind of bold it. Let us use something like this. I think it will be some kind of more popped out than when we just leave it that way. So we're gonna do the same thing to this as well. You understand? So we're gonna do the same thing to this. Just make sure you click on this one right here. So once you have it clicked and have it selected, you're gonna see where we have bars. Just click on this particular part here, and we can go through this and add the color codes. Just click right here, and once it pops out, you just have to add the color codes right here, and this is what we have for the color. So we just have to add the middle color as well. So we have something like this. So open it up to change it, and you just go for more colors right here, and you just have to change this right. And for the next one, we have to make sure the whole color rhymes together. Don't just put any color you see. You have to make sure it correlates with what you have in the dashboard. So more colors is what you're gonna go into, and here we go. So we have this, and once I actually commit it, I'm gonna have something like this, and here we go, we have this. So we have to take off the legend as well. So we're gonna have something like this, and now we have to do some little formatting. So we're gonna come right here and turn off the title. So once it's gone, I'm gonna actually have to turn it off totally. So now I'm just gonna come to this particular part right here, and now we have to turn the title as well. And beautiful, we have this, and I'm gonna come right here and turn off the background, go to effects and turn off the background, and the title should be gone, and we have something as beautiful as this. And I'm gonna go back right here. For now we just have to go for the y-axis, and I'll have it opened. Come right here and make sure we have it on area. So area like this, and it pops out a little bit. Don't worry, our dashboard is going to look very awesome once we actually return back to PowerPoint and create a nice template for it to some kind of separate it from what it is that we need to have. Okay, I'm going to click on this one. We have to format this as well. Not much work we're going to do right here. We just have to go through this particular part. On this one, you are going to see slicers, and we just have to change this particular part right here. I just want to go ahead and get the color changed and something like this, and we have to go for the next one like this one right here. So click on more, and we have this for it. So that is beautiful, and we can go ahead and get something just like this one right for it, like this orange here. We can get something like that for it as well. So we have something very calm, so it's gonna be very, very much calm. So this one is too much. Okay, we have something like this. That is nice, beautiful. So we're going to do the same thing we've done right here for this one. Then after this, we're going to have to go to our PowerPoint to make sure we reformat this particular template again and bring it back to get our final touch on it. So make sure you turn off the background. We don't want any background for it. Go to effect and okay, go to title and turn off the title. We've done that, and that is what it is that we want to actually have. Okay, if we go back right now, we might want to change the legend, you know, the position of the legend. So go ahead, we have the position to be on the right hand corner. What about near bottom center? Something like this. Beautiful. Now it pops it out just like this for us, and that is all we need to do. Well, what about the text? We can actually play around with the text and see what we can do to have something more awesome right for the text and stuff like that. So what about this? Okay, it depends. So you can just play around to see what it is that you have. So right now we are almost ready to actually get down to the, you know, our PowerPoint where we can actually create something very much awesome for our dashboard. If you look at the dashboard right now, it is some kind of compressed to get together. We can't read it, so it's some kind of awkward. So we want to have something just like what we have right here. Can you see how clean this looks? It looks a little bit different. It's not even little. It looks more different than what we have right there. Can you see this right now? So it has this demarcation. It cannot be done in PowerPoint. So we have to go, sorry, it cannot be done in Power BI. We have to go to PowerPoint to actually have this design and stuff like that. So let's actually go down to Power BI, PowerPoint right now. So before we get to PowerPoint, let me show you something you have to do. So when you get there, you might not know where to have what and stuff like that. So what you need to do right now is to actually take a screenshot of what you have right here right now and actually import it into PowerPoint and do it that way, and you can actually, you know, get it right back to Power BI. So you might be thinking like, how would you do that? But don't worry, wait a minute, I'm gonna have it done for you. You should have a tool to help you take screenshots. So I have mine right here. It's called let's just have it up. It's called Snippy tool. So you can actually get it by actually going through your window right here, and we just have to type in if you're using Windows 10 Snippy. So here we have it, Snippy tool, and you can actually have it right here. Anytime you want to use it, then you have to go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new, and now we have to select the area where we want to some kind of like take a screenshot of. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this particular part right here. So something like this would be cool for me. So once I'm done, all I have to do is to save the screenshot to where I can actually go ahead and take it with ease. I'm going to click on save as, and I'm going to save it to download for now. Maybe I'm just going to say screenshot, wherever like this. So it's on download. So now I'm going to have to close this. Let's just go back to our PowerPoint. So I'm going to click on insert, and let's wait for a minute. Now I have to click on picture. So from this device, not online. So we have to go to download, and we have to pick the screenshot we've just gotten right here. I'm going to go for S, screenshot, no, not you. So here we have it. I'm just going to click on insert. And now we have it right here. So I just want to make sure I go ahead and resize it on this particular part right here. And that is all you need to do. Just go ahead and resize it just this way. That is the magic. So now that we've done some kind of having this right now successfully, let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to take this one here. Can you see it? If I hover over it right now, it says line. So bring the line, and so you can use the line right here. I'm going to actually take the line, and I'm going to drag the line by holding my control. It's going to give me a straight line. So once you keep going, it's not going to be straight any longer. So, but you have to be very careful with how you drag the line. So I'm just going to release the line for now. So I'm going to pick up the line again, hold my control and drag it just once. And now all I need to do is to make sure I have the line where I want to have it right in. Now we can go ahead and make the lines, you know, we have to check the weight, Ctrl Z. We have to check the height of the line. So we want to make it some kind of 6.6. That is exactly what we need. I'm going to take it away from here a little bit. So I'm going to just make sure No, I reduce it. Okay, you just have to reduce it a bit. So you have to spend some time formatting this, and I'm gonna bring it down a little bit just like this. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna just Control D to have it duplicated. I just want to come right here and have it rotated where I want. Something like this will be very perfect for me. I'm gonna have to take it off from there and actually have it right this way. And now we have some kind of like, you know, extend it more. So we just have to. So we have to go ahead and make this right here. I'm gonna make it, sorry, 12.6 out. I've made it. So I think we have to make this one here. Control V. So we have to make it 12.6. So we're just gonna have to some kind of move it from here down to this particular part. So now we have it. So we can set it down very nicely, just like this. So I'm going to Control D to have this copied. I'm gonna move this one right to this particular part here. I'm going to do the same thing for this one as well. Control D. I'll have it some kind of moved right to this particular part. So now we have this. I'm going to hold on my Control to have all of them selected at the same time. I'm going to have all of them selected. And now that we've just gotten them selected, we have to Control and actually go to Format Object. And now we can change the color of it to something that is going to look so much better on our dashboard. So you can decide to actually use any color of your choice. You know, maybe you're cool with this, but I always look forward to something that is some kind of a little bit fainted inside the background, and something like this is some kind of cool for me. That is exactly what I want to use. Okay, now that I've gotten this right here, what I need to have one more again is actually coming right here and take this particular circle, and I'm gonna hold on my Shift, and we just have to drop it down. We're gonna have a perfect circle. I'm gonna have to make sure I put it right on this particular part right here. And now we just have to quickly format it before we start to duplicate it, this for every part of it. So just go right here and make sure you select something brighter this time, more darker this time. I want to select this, and what I want to do is for the line, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to Control D to have it duplicated, and I'm going to have it on this part right here. You know, I might not be some kind of very specific right now at where I want to have it, but you just have to spend some time, you know, formatting this. Control D, I'm going to have it for this particular part as well. And if I come right here, I'm going to Control D again. I'm going to have it right for this particular part to demarcate it. Control D will help me to get this right here. I'm going to take it to the bottom part right here. Beautiful. Okay, I think we need two more of it. Control D. So this one will come right to this particular part. Okay, this is what we have as an end result. So once we have just gotten this, what we can do right now is to click on this particular, screenshot we actually brought in right here and have it deleted, and we have something like this. Can you see what we've gotten? This is beautiful. Now we want to format the background to something. Just go for the grid line, and I'm going to actually take this off, and I'm going to go right here and select, the kind, the way I want it to kind of like look like. Maybe for the first time, I just want to select a different color to make sure I use that color to set it up before I decide to change it. I can decide to use any of these and just change it to see the look you want to use. Okay, if I love something like this, I think I'm gonna go with this. I can go ahead and change this to white. So it's gonna be white, and here it's gonna be white as well. I'm gonna change it to white. And this particular part right here, I just want to make sure I change it something like this. So something that's gonna look a little bit, this is exactly what it is that I want. So you can decide to actually, create any design you like at all. Just play around with it and see how you can actually, have something. Can you see it right now? You can decide to change it all over and over, whatsoever it is. So you can see different angles. When you come right here, you can see different designs you can actually go ahead and use and stuff like that. Let us use this design and see how it's going to look like on our dashboard. And now, once we've done this, the next thing we're going to do again is for we to some kind of export this out, and go right to this particular export and go ahead and click on change file type. And now we can come right here And we go right to this particular part. Don't forget what we've used previously is gif, and that is what it is. So I have to actually replace this one back again. So I'm going to replace that. Okay, fine. Now we have to go back to our main work right here. So now we have to make a swap right now. So I am going to have this opened, come right here, and now we're going to click on this particular canvas background. I'm going to go right here and take this off, and now it's gone. So we have to go back to the same place and pick this up now. So we're going to have something like this. As you can see, it's too much. I don't like what I have right here. It's really way too much. So we have to go back and actually make sure we change it. This is how I do my work. I have to do this over and over again multiple times until I have what really satisfied me enough. So I'm gonna come right here. I think we have to make sure this one is white now. Okay, beautiful. We have something like this. I think we can go ahead and actually try this to see if this works better. So go to expert and change, double click on this, and try to replace this. Just what you need to do is just to choose the GIF, and here you go. Just say okay and click on just this one. And when we get back here right now, so we have it right here, we just have to make another changes again. So click on it, and there you go. So we have something more brighter than previous one that we have, so you can play around until you have something that you really want. I just want to show you how this will look when you're some kind of play around with everything you have, right, and all of that. So now if we go back to the previous one right now, this is what we have. All we need to do is to actually create a percentage and as well add the data label we have right here for rate and stuff like that. So this is what you can do yourself. So go ahead and do it and see what it is that we've done. So right now, this is exactly what you need to know to have a very well polished Power BI report or Power BI dashboard.